the earth has changed dramatically, and people have made a lot of wealth. It was the oil, it was gold, it was the internet, and this is pretty much to that equivalency. And I think, regardless of what happens now or this year, and it's not, I think it's a fact. Whatever happens now or in the recent 1 year or 2 years, that is still the infancy of this evolution of tokenization of value. So it would be like selling your internet stocks just when the internet came out, and you saw it go up a little bit, and you're like, let me grab some cash. The internet has matured, and tech has destroyed pretty much the entire stock market ever since the internet was created. So if tech were to continue to do that along, I think that the smartest thing to do is to accumulate enough that you say that if it goes to X price and I sell X amount, is that enough? And if that it is enough, can I sell at equal points? And so, like, let's just say you sell, I don't know, X amount this year, X amount next year, X amount the year after, because it would be extremely naive to say, well, if XRP goes up to this year or next year, it's not going to be more in 2 years. Whatever it is now, it will be more expensive after, especially considering the fact that more value will be tokenized after. So to come back to your question, to circle back like Jen, I think regardless of whatever happens to you in the immediate future, you should always try to do your selling in staggered amounts over years, or at least hold some for a long term.
100%. I always tell people, as an engineer, I don't like to make emotional decisions. I like everything to be calculated and to be quantified and measurable. So you can use something simple as Google Sheets, which is Google's version of Excel. You can calculate whatever you want to do. I have every single sell threshold already mapped out, so I don't even have to think about it. I agree with Baba. Have some for now if you want to, save some for later, because if you bought Amazon at $10 and you thought you made profit, you're crying today.
Yeah, and like what I'm personally doing is the first big rise of whatever XRP is, like I'm selling X amount or 10%, and then if that 10% is good enough that I don't need more for the year after or the year after that, then I won't have to sell the year after that. It'll just be X amount until I feel like, hey, I'm ready to sell the next amount. But if it isn't, then it's just like, 10% every single year till it runs out. So I got like 11 years on me. So I have like quite a way to go, but that's just my logic in how I'm going about this process. And I think, and the reason why I do that is because, like, regardless of what and that's why when people ask me, like, how much is enough? Like, there is no answer to that. Like, the more the merrier. And let's just say you were to sell in a year or 2 or 3, right? What if derivatives is in 2030? And I am going to assume that XRP with derivatives is going to be much more valuable than XRP than whatever it is next year, or the infancy of whatever this is. So if I do it that way, I'm guaranteed to at least see a portion of my bag be reflected upon XRP and derivatives, than rather than just say, hey, it went up to like $50, I saw a big price or whatever, and I just took my money and went kumbaya into the sunset. Like, who cares about that?
And Baba, what are some things you're excited to do with your XRP?
Just gonna buy scam some floor.
I mean, I think I'm like different than everyone else on this front. I want to go 100% real estate.
And he's gonna buy scam some
No, I
floors.
don't mean the sales or the cash. I'm talking about the XRP that you're still holding. How do you put that to work?
Well, I mean, okay, so I understand what you're saying as like, hey, what can I do to make it, grow year over year? But at the same time, it's like saying, like, if XRP was a static asset, like it didn't move in price, then I would understand. But if XRP is I don't know, 10% year over year, or whatever, then like it's technically still moving. So like like you can't make a stock work for you, you know, and the stock, like, you aren't losing money. I think the thing is, like, so people think that if I own something and I don't do anything with it, I'm not creating more value from it. But if XRP goes up 30% in a year, well, you just gained more than what you would have done if you staked it. And like, you didn't have to worry about any of that with risk or whatever. I don't know how this industry turns out to be. So like, I don't look at it from like, I need to stake my XRP to like earn a return. I just look at it like it's constantly fluctuating, and as long as it's more than the year before, then I'm still earning a return.
Yeah, I've never been into the staking, especially at this stage. But would you ever consider in the future taking a loan, which is tax free, against your XRP to buy this real estate that you're focused on?
It would depend on the size that you're asking me to take a loan on, really.
Right.
I would say if initially I don't want to. The first building I would like to I would like to own outright the first building, because once you own the first building, you're pretty much set. You're okay in life, and nobody can come knock.
You can take your equity out of that building and build from there.
Yes, and nobody can come knock on your door, and you know, like, but if I were to take a loan and let's say XRP goes to zero, then I'm screwed, and then somebody comes knock on my door. You know, so I have no intention of putting my XRP in any liquidity pool, so I haven't really looked into it.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Sorry about that. It's just so that's basically what Mr. I asked earlier, and when it comes to, at least the way I live my life, I like to be very conservative with what I do in life.
Baba wants to leverage those hard assets.
Yeah, I want to leverage assets that I know that I can wake up tomorrow morning and it won't go to zero. So yeah, I would never. I'm not the type, and I don't think I would ever be the type to leverage stocks or anything of that sort. Just things that I know are guaranteed and real, tangible.
One thing about
that's a fair answer.
I was talking to.
That's a fair answer, and I appreciate your honesty and candor. But also to that other gentleman, he mentioned R3 Corda, and they are very explicit. They are leveraging XRP.
One thing, I was talking to Future about this the other day, about the idea of putting into a pool in the automated market maker. And in my opinion, this is just speaking for myself, I feel like this is going to fall into the realm of the security, because if you throw your XRP into some kind of escrow that's going to be used for a liquidity pool, and the feds don't like that, I would be concerned that they could come and seize that wallet, and you might not get your XRP back. So until we have clarity on what the rules are for lending, specifically to blockchain with staking and possibly liquidity pools, I wouldn't touch a liquidity pool with 10-foot poles. Someone talking about it.
Yeah, and I'm not touching in the beginning, but it could be, for accredited investors too, so to make it better.
Well, what we're just going off of what we know today, right? So, like, again, my answer could change in a year from now if I know more about whatever he just asked. So I'm just going off based off of what I know right now, and with what I know with right now, I have no intention of doing so. If it comes to a point in the future where the return is nice, there's no legal issues, there's no security issues, and I can go to bed at night sleeping that everything's gonna be okay, then yeah, maybe that opens up to a different answer. But for now, that's just my answer.